It is time, boys. It's time. We're back to install the bags from MaxLoad Suspension. Thank you again for the banner. Thought that shit was a shower curtain. But yeah, we cleaned up the wheels here with some over there. And we cleaned up this area as well with that Meguiar's tire shop. Look at that, bro. That shit is squeaky clean. But yeah, we're gonna spray some WD-40 right here on any of these bushings and then put the new air strut back in, just so that everything's nice, not drying out from the degreaser, and we're good to go. We were waiting for everything to dry up before we put it back so that there's no like water or humidity on these like bare metal spots that are already starting to rust from it rubbing. But so if you did it with water, it would rust even faster. So here's how easy the install is. Throw your wires up here, pull down your trunk, throw the rest back there. You're gonna feed this through your carpet and through the grommet that's right back here, right behind all this. See right there? You'll see that in your wheel well. Make a little hole there, pass it through to your real wheel well, and then in your wheel well, there will be a little passage that you can pass it up to your battery. And then you just feed it through the carpet, under your seats, through that carpet to your trunk where your setup will be. That's the main power wire. That's step one in this install process. So we just got back home after putting her down for a nap. It's time to get back on the car. Yeah, it's fucking filthy in here. But this is that grommet I was telling you about inside. So I'm gonna pressure degreaser and pressure wash that, and then we'll get going. I'll scrub it a little bit with a brush. So I usually run my hose through here. You could also do the wire right next to it. And then I usually pass it up to the battery through there. You can either do through there, because that takes you right into here. Or you can do through this little grommet, whatever you want to call this little hole. This goes through here to here, and then it'll go straight into the battery. Or you can come from underneath like I do. Here's a big tip to help. You take a screwdriver, put it in the hole. So then on the other side, you can just tape something to that. And same thing here with this hole for the wire. I'm running them both separately. Feed them both in here. And tape it. And we're good. Always try to find an easier way to do something. So I saw if I just put them here in the front, I can just pull them out and then feed them easier. Because there's two layers of stuff you need to cut. You need to cut this side and the inside. So I'm going to clean this too. I had to take out the battery box. I got to clean that. And then you can see where the spot is that I was telling you. So this will go behind the battery up here and come down and out. Or you can feed it through the bottom, which I'll just move, make it cleaner. Put down the box holding this and make sure the wire is in the corner so it doesn't get pinched underneath. And then you'll know you're good if you can pull it up and down like this without any tension. And you can do it from the bottom too. See? And then here it is, silicone both holes so that it's watertight again. And then I left that holding that up with a little bit of silicone up there because it looks like the clip was broken. And you just leave it like that for like a day, and then the next day I'll come back and put it all back together. So again, a quick no bullshit video. You need the 21mm to take off your stock sockets if that's what you have. Before you start, you're gonna need 15mm socket for those bolts up there, and your brake caliper bolts to get them off. 21mm for your lug nuts if you have the stock ones, and also for these bolts after you take out this 24mm nut and hit it with the hammer from the end. Then you might need to like unthread this with the 21mm. But after that, you can just pull it all down and just take these off with like a set of pliers. That's why I have that there. And then that mallet is in case this gets stuck, and that one is to get out the bolts here. So here you go. See, it comes off. So here you go, they're both off now. Now I just got to get my other hand to hold this and take them out completely. And then after you get those bolts in, you just want to spin everything so you can see if anything's catching. Like right here, this is going to catch and eat away slowly. That's why we'll zip tie it out of the way up here. And then do the same thing with the actual vacuum line. I put it back there that way so that it doesn't get any water in it from me spraying this stuff out. And after you get everything back on, just double check one last time that everything's tight. Hit these with like a flathead here to tighten it down and that one up. And then after you put your wheels on, you can adjust the height here a little more too if you want to be lower and touch the floor, or higher than normal, because this is all the way at the bottom down there. So like I have a 1/4 inch down there, so I could go even lower if I want, or higher. So the airbag is just a height you can manage with your controller, but this is the manual adjustment you can make that's more permanent. Zip tie it like this out of the way right here, and then that's why that's there, because when this turns right or left, see, if it was going straight down, it would catch on here, and this would just like slowly eat away there. And then make sure your hose line is like out of the way too. It's way too long right now. It should have been right there, but whatever. This makes it so that nothing touches anything, and it's always being pushed out of the way. So yeah, before you put your front wheels on, you want to spray them and make sure that there's no soapy bubbles coming out. The rears you can put on because you can just go underneath and spray it, but the fronts you have to do it without the wheel. Okay, and then the best way to put this fitting on is to just take this off with those 2 Allen keys, and then you put this back on, because then you can tighten it and get the thread on there without cross threading it, and then just put this back. So when you go to do your rear strut removal, all you need is a 21mm for the rear subframe bolts, 1 and 2, a 19mm for these 2 up here, and a 15mm for the 2 on the bottom that hold this. And then you'll be able to get everything down, and you can pull out the spring, put your new airbag in, and just reinstall everything. Man, look at how easy the install is for the MaxLoad air suspension. You literally just loosen these set screws. There's 2 more in the back. Slide it up, tighten them up. None of that finagling with the wrench, trying to get that lead bolt with, oh my God. I wish all air suspension was like this. Okay, so I'm always learning. And this time around, I learned that before you lower your car, after you've installed your suspension, what the fuck are these ants doing here, bro? Whatever. But yeah, before, fucking ants, before you lower your car, always free spin the wheel, because it turns out this one, the performance pack wheels sit too far in, so it's actually hitting the airbag up here. If I raise this, then it doesn't hit it, but then it hits right here. The rim hits right here perfectly. So like we got some spacers. The Mustang is a 70.5 millimeter here, and then 5 by 4.5 is the same as 5 by 114.3. And we just double checked the manual, and it said 83 foot-pounds of torque for these. So we're gonna put these on, and we're gonna see. It should clear, but we're also gonna see if the 1.25 is enough for it not to rub on here, but also make a nice seal. 1.25 is way too much. This shit is already rubbing on here, and we're not even like airing out. We're at a height that we're tall enough to jack up the car. Fuck.